Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
I think it's my duty as a citizen to report a potential super spreader event. In other words, people handshaking and laughing on the set of Murdoch Mysteries.
I can't service you with no mask on.
Oh, what was that, sir? Sorry.
Service you with no mask on.
Oh, okay. Ooh, the royal wave there.
No idea what you're talking about. I have no idea.
You know when people laugh, sir, or they shake hands, when they're greeting?
No idea what you're talking about.
You've never heard of that? Does the virus know?
Escape, please.
Oh, are you really that afraid?
Yeah, because we're in a pandemic right now.
Oh, okay,
And
good.
you have your mask off. So.
That's right, because I'm in the mask off area. I think I saw two people giggling. Yes, hi, it's for police, please. We have spotted people laughing and shaking hands.
I said erase that footage of me
Oh, why is that?
because I didn't give you permission. Do you know basic laws?
Yeah, we don't need permission in a public place.
All right, you'll be hearing from me in some comments.
Okay, I'm sorry I triggered you.
Don't video me. My name is Happiness.
Okay.
I'm the COVID. So
Your happiness?
yeah, so I'm the COVID guy.
We saw people handshaking and laughing.
Got it?
And we're just wondering, I believe that's against the law in Peterborough. Oh, yes. Hi, Staff Sergeant McLean. What does it feel like to be named Canada's worst police officer, sir? David Menzies for Rebel News here in Peterborough. Well, folks, we were tipped off that an episode of Murdoch Mysteries is being filmed here. It's a CBC production, so I have absolutely no idea what Murdoch Mysteries is. But adding to the mystery is we were told that there are scenes involving handshaking and laughter in the script. And as you well know, folks, handshaking and laughter is verboten in Peterborough. Yes, Staff Sergeant Dan McLean will give you a ticket, as he gave me back in April at the anti-lockdown rally. Maxime Bernier and Randy Hillier also received tickets like that. So
during a pandemic and following the legislation as according to the law and what it states under the Reopening Ontario Act, as far as the law and what the law states regarding maintaining 2 meter physical distancing. And if you can't do that, then you have to wear a mask.
Yeah,
is that what you're referring to? Is that what you're referring to, sir?
That is exactly what I'm referring to.
Are you aware of what the law, the Reopening Ontario Act states with respect to physical and social distancing? And
I've read the law.
What can you explain to me what the law states with respect to social distancing and physical distancing?
Now, that's a weird question to ask me. He's the cop.
I'm just curious what the rules are when it comes to handshaking and laughter in the Democratic People's Republic of Peterborough these days. If you're doing it organically or naturally with somebody at an anti-lockdown rally, is that a ticket in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars? But if you're doing it as play acting, as part of, say, a Murdoch Mysteries taping, is that okay? And if so, why so? Spoiler alert, folks, not a single member of the cast and crew of Murdoch Mysteries received a ticket while filming last week in Peterborough, even though there was handshaking and laughter galore. How odd, because back in April, yours truly and PPC leader Maxime Bernier and MPP Randy Hillier, we were all given tickets for committing such egregious crimes against humanity as handshaking and laughing. Funny that there was about 1,000 people at that rally, but by sheer coincidence, I guess, Peterborough police were only handing out tickets that day to media and political types who have now been deemed persona non grata by the establishment. So maybe that April ticket writing crusade had less to do with public safety and more to do with politics. And naturally, a CBC production gets to break the rules because, well, our state broadcaster is so beloved by Justin Trudeau, a.k.a. CBC's sugar daddy. Oh, to quote the Wicked Witch of the West in meltdown mode,
What a world. What a world. In any event, you had plenty to say about the double standards and hypocrisy that were on display in that banana republic known as Peterborough last week. Sheldon Berg writes, David Menzies should get an award and $1 million for doing this reporting. The CBC should get masked permanently, never to broadcast their fourth grade TV shows and crazy postmodern propaganda again. Well, hey, thanks, Sheldon, but we live in Justin Trudeau's Canada. The only people getting checks in the millions of dollars are former terrorists like Omar Khadr. James B. writes, anyone notice the cops were not wearing masks inside the cop station? Oh, we noticed, James B. And yet again, it's one law for thee, one law for me when it comes to those who are enforcing the law. So much for leading by example, eh? Razier writes, those CBC actors seem horribly humorless and depressed. David is a legend for actually reporting this to 911. I'm laughing my ass off. Funniest thing is that the dispatcher actually took the call seriously. You know, you're correct, Razier. I thought I was going to receive a tongue lashing from the dispatcher. You know, what do you mean you're observing people laughing and shaking hands? Get a life, will you? But no. My call was received as a legit COVID grievance in Peterborough. This city must have a disproportionate number of COVID Karens ratting out their neighbors, and the Peterborough police are only too happy to write tickets for such bogus offenses. Unless you're employed by the CBC, of course. Pathetic. BK writes, LOL, Dan McLean has the quick wit of someone who was just repeatedly smacked up the head with a 2x4. How is a man with such low cognitive function earning that kind of salary? Indeed, BK, this staff sergeant is raking in more than $140,000 per year plus benefits for handing out tickets to those who are laughing and shaking hands. Never has so much been paid for so little. Deplorable Island Girl writes, David, you're one of the reasons I love Rebel News. Please, please do not ever leave. Thanks. Well, Deplorable Island Girl, your wish is my command. Besides, where would I go? Mobster Hipster writes, LMAO at the mask off smoking area. So you take your mask off to smoke cigarettes that destroy your lungs while you are afraid of so-called super bad respiratory virus. LOL, this is their science? Indeed, Mobster Hipster, most of the people on that set seem to be relatively young and healthy, meaning that there was virtually zero risk they would be done in by the Wuhan virus. But smoking cigarettes, well, that's ingesting a product that, when used as directed, will shorten or even end your life. Genius! And First Pro JKH writes, I used to avoid Rebel News because I was always taught you are racist and fake news. Now I realize the people who were telling me that are the real racists and fake news. Keep doing what you are doing, Rebel News. You guys are a national treasure. You know what, First Pro JKH, your letter is a national treasure. Although we still have another 6 months to go until this year is toast, your letter is my favorite letter of 2021 thus far. Invariably, when I get into a discussion with those who dislike Rebel News, I always ask them what sins we have committed, and they can never offer a tangible answer. Like yourself, they've been told to hate Rebel News, and they do so without even watching a single minute of content on Rebel News. But you, First Pro JKH rather, you have pulled back the curtain and discovered the truth. Welcome aboard and congratulations. Hey folks, that was an excerpt from my show, Rebel Roundup. Now, to get the full meal deal, why not go to Rebel News Plus, sign up, and never miss a Rebel News Plus show in the future.